Hello, my fellow pagans. This is Magical Spirit. I did the podcast that I hope you guys have gone and seen or listened to. I was telling you about my Book of Shadows, and then I said that I would do a YouTube video and show you my Book of Shadows, so that is why I'm here. But first of all, I know I told you in the podcast that, like I said, I don't hide the fact that I'm pagan, but I also don't flaunt it. And what I was talking about is, I don't know if you see my pinnacle, but this is backwards, and you can clearly see that it is a pinnacle. But when it's the correct way, unless you're pagan or know your symbols, it's just a goddess surrounded by a circle of flowers. So I really like it because it's not so out there and open, unless of course it gets flipped around, which it does that a lot. But I've never been yelled at, I've never been told I'm going to hell or anything like that, so I'm sure my day is coming, and I'm sure someday I will. But I do get some dirty looks, but that's about as far as it goes. Okay, about my Book of Shadows. I got this Book of Shadows from Bronze Illumination. Now, I have been pagan for about 8 years. And the first year that I was looking and reading and studying, and I thought I was Wiccan, but over time I matured and learned what my beliefs were more. I consider myself more of an eclectic pagan. But I seen this book, the Bronze Illumination website, within the first year of becoming pagan, and I really, really liked them. I wanted a book from them for years, but that was a lot of money. So, my first Book of Shadow were folders. Now, I do not have the ones that I had back then anymore, but they're just the plain folders with the rings in them. Well, the clasps, not rings. This is now my course registration paper folder, but and then I would have a separate folder, one for rituals, one for stones, one for divination, and so they kept separate, and I just had to grab the folder that I wanted. And it worked out great. I drew symbols on the front of them and stuff. But about 4 years into it, I had been saving my money, and then for my birthday, my husband paid for the rest of it, and I was able to get my book from Bronze, and here it is. And I really love this book. The craftsmanship is just absolutely awesome. Now, you can get it with 2 of these clasps right here, or you can get it with 1 clasp and a padlock. And this is the padlock that came with it. I don't know where the key is, but I'm sure you know what a key looks like. But it's really amazing, and you can tell them that you want my centerpiece is not the centerpiece that went with the corner pieces, and so they'll let you mix and match how you want to do it. And they also have other colors. I wanted black, and this was the symbol that I really liked. And then you can open it up. Now, mine looks a little empty because I did take out a bunch of pages because, well, I work night shifts and I have a lot of downtime, so I took some of the pages out of the back so I could kind of color some while I'm at work. But anyway, it's got these clasps in it, and they just unscrew in the back. You can just unscrew them, that way you can add pages, remove pages, take things out, which I really recommend because there are things that I have removed over the years, things that I didn't use anymore or didn't feel like they belonged to my book anymore. So I have removed things. So it's nice to be able to do that, and then also be able to add more paper. And here's the cover of it. And then I have some pages that we can read, poems. I also did some writing, some journaling, not a whole lot. And then we've got tabs. So, like, here we got Sabbath and Esbat. And then we've got rituals. And I think Bronze, they only came with 4 different tabs, but I've made my own, such as this one, Dragon Magic. It just doesn't have the little clasps on it, but not a big deal. And then you can just put what you want in there. Now what I do when I color in my book, like you can see, I colored all that. I did print it out. I have horrible handwriting, but you know, it's your book. It doesn't matter if your handwriting's horrible or not. I print some things out. If I find poems or something I like online, I'll print them out. I've also printed out just the borders, which I'm not sure. I know there's some in here somewhere. And then I've already got borders colored if I want to, you know, write something in there. But that's, you know, I color some, or I print some, I write some. Yeah, it's your book. Make it how you want. But like I said, I love my book. So, and this is the Grimoire. This is not the Grand Tome. The Grand Tome is a lot bigger, but I didn't have, you know, $700. I think this one was $400 and some, so it was expensive. Now I know there's other bookmakers that I've seen that they make really nice books, and I've heard good things about them, but this is the book I fell in love with when I first saw it. And, you know, just like the Pentacle, I looked for 2 years for a Pentacle that I really liked, and I finally found it, and I said, that's the one. So, don't jump into it. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If you like somewhere else, go get a book somewhere else. But they are expensive, so that's why I say this is going to be just as magical as this. So, you know, until you're sure, you know, you can even use a 3-ring binder, you can use notebooks, whatever you want. Another thing I wanted to talk about real quick is the bookmarks. Now, I'm just going to throw this out there because I've had problems with this, but I love this bookmark. It's ribbons. It's got a pinnacle on the top that hangs out the top. And then it's got all these ribbons that you can put wherever you want in there, and it's got little charms on the end, and it's all colorful. But I would be careful with these because every time I open up my book when I use this, these down here are all tangled up, and I've got to untangle them all or I'm going to rip my pages trying to open it. So my mother bought me this, so I'm not going to do it, but if it didn't have special meaning to me, I would just snip it right there. You know, the charms are cute, and I like them, but they stick out the bottom of my book like that far, and then they just tie up in knots. But it's cool, and I'm going to make me a different one for my book that's got much shorter ribbons in it and not the danglies at the bottom. Okay, another thing I do is when I'm decorating my Book of Shadows, I use these painter markers. They're like markers. They come in fine tip and thicker tipped and whatever you want. They come in different colors. One box is like $10 at Walmart, but they are in the craft section, not the office supply section. But they make the colors show up really good, that they don't fade and they don't rub off like your colored pencils are going to do. So check those out. If you use something else, let me know. They also come in the silver and the gold, and what pagan cannot use silver and gold in their Book of Shadows? So go check those out. Also, leave me some comments. What do you think? Do you use something else? What do you do? You know, leave some more ideas. Also, check us out on Facebook under Magical Spirit. And definitely visit my website, magicalspirit.com, where you can find a link to my podcast, or you could just find it on iTunes, Magical Spirit. Let me know what you think, and leave me some feedback. Blessed be.